You remember tearing open that red and yellow box with Lefty grinning at you. August 1971, General Mills launched Hamburger Helper for just 65 cents, about $5 today. You'd brown the beef, dump in that bright orange seasoning powder, add water and milk, and 20 minutes later, dinner was on the table. The smell of ground beef mixing with that thick brown gravy, those soft little macaronis swimming in all that creamy goodness. 27% of American households bought it that first year because mom could come home exhausted and know salvation was waiting in the pantry. Today's fancy one-pot meals with their Instagram-worthy presentations can't match the simple relief you felt watching that steam rise from the skillet. That dependable weeknight miracle has vanished completely. You remember those little meatballs speared with colored toothpicks, sitting in that golden cream sauce in mom's silver chafing dish. The 1960s and 70s made Swedish meatballs the star of every cocktail party. Men in suits, women in dresses, all circling around while those tiny blue sterno flames flickered underneath. That aroma of allspice and nutmeg filling the living room. The way they just melted in your mouth, so tender from that perfect pork and beef blend. Housewives competed over whose recipe was best, passing down their secret touches from mother to daughter. Today's IKEA cafeteria version can't match the sophistication those homemade appetizers brought to a room. That elegant party tradition has disappeared completely. You remember that bright red can with the bold yellow letters sitting in the pantry. Hunt Wesson launched Manwich in 1969 for about 50 cents. A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal. You'd hear that satisfying plop as the sauce hit the browned beef in the skillet, that sweet, tangy smell of ketchup, brown sugar, and vinegar filling the kitchen. The sauce dripped down your fingers no matter how careful you were. Buns soaking through on the bottom, paper towels stacked high beside your plate. Halloween night before trick-or-treating, or any weeknight when time was tight, 15 minutes from can to table. Today's gourmet sloppy joes with brioche buns and artisan barbecue sauce can't match that simple convenience of popping open that red can. That unpretentious dinner savior has vanished completely. You remember those big green peppers, always green because they were cheapest, cut in half with the seeds scraped out. Through the 50s to the 70s, this was Sunday dinner. Ground beef, white rice, tomato sauce, cheese melting golden on top. 60 to 90 minutes in the oven and the whole house filled with that slightly bitter pepper smell mixing with bubbling tomato and beef. You'd cut into yours and watch the steam escape. That soft rice blended with meat, red sauce dripping down the sides. Everyone got their own pepper, your own individual portion, protein and vegetable and starch all in one. Mom used yesterday's leftover rice to stretch the budget even further. Today's Instagram-worthy stuffed peppers with quinoa and kale can't match the patience it took to hand-slice those potatoes and wait that full hour. That unhurried Sunday tradition has disappeared completely. You remember pouring that Bisquick batter right over the beef and cheese, watching it magically form its own crust while it baked. Late 70s, Betty Crocker called them impossibly easy pies, and the cheeseburger version became an instant hit. That texture, part quiche, part pie, part omelet, golden fluffy edges with a creamy beef center. Kids sat mesmerized watching you slice it like pizza. That familiar smell of hamburger and bread, but in this completely unexpected form. You'd serve it with ketchup and mustard on the side for that authentic cheeseburger feel, and moms impressed the neighbors with that self-forming crust trick. The TV commercials made it look like kitchen magic. Today's from-scratch artisan pies can't match the wonder of watching that impossible transformation happen. That magical weeknight innovation has disappeared completely. You remember that deep Pyrex dish with the visible layers of macaroni and meat, that golden crust of mozzarella and cheddar on top? Named after the Marzetti family's Columbus restaurant back in the 1920s, but it hit its peak in the 70s. The aroma of sautéed onions and peppers mixing with that simmering tomato sauce, every forkful catching noodles, beef, and melted cheese together. Not too dry, not too wet, just perfect. School cafeterias across Ohio served it every Friday. Generations of Ohio families made their version, brought it to potlucks in those big aluminum pans, ate it on cold, snowy days when you needed something warm and filling. Today's trendy pasta bakes with fancy Italian names can't match that fierce regional pride. That treasured Ohio comfort has vanished completely. You remember cutting into those colorful layers, dark beef, bright red tomatoes, golden cheese, all sitting on that crispy biscuit crust. Popular in church cookbooks since the 70s, especially across Texas and the Southwest, though nobody ever confirmed if the Duke actually created it. That kick from the jalapenos, cowboy heat we called it, and you'd top it with sour cream and salsa, serving it in squares like brownies. The name alone made it feel bold, masculine, like the Old West itself. Men who never cooked would make this one for Super Bowl parties and backyard cookouts, church ladies competing for the best version. Today's authentic Tex-Mex with its careful spice blends can't match that audacious American swagger. That fearless potluck champion has disappeared completely. You remember those golden biscuits floating on top like little islands in a sea of sweet beans and beef. School cafeterias across the Midwest and South served this through the 70s and 80s. Ground beef, pork and beans, barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese, biscuits on top. That smell of BBQ and baked beans, the contrast between soft beans, shredded meat, and fluffy biscuits, cheese melting down the sides. Brown, gold, yellow, the colors alone made you hungry. Lunch ladies made it in massive quantities, and kids always asked for seconds. It was your favorite cafeteria day, tied to Bonanza and Gunsmoke, when cowboys still meant something. Today's carefully portioned school lunches with their nutrition guidelines can't match that generous, adventurous spirit. That Western-themed comfort has vanished completely. You remember that pale, almost gray sauce covering the ground beef, those canned mushroom slices mixed throughout. Through the 60s and 70s, we made the fancy Russian dish affordable. Expensive steak became cheap ground beef. Fresh cream became Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. Served over those wide, flat egg noodles, that earthy mushroom smell mixing with the tang of sour cream, that velvety texture just sliding across your tongue. You'd sprinkle chopped chives on top to make it look elegant. It sounded sophisticated, stroganoff, but cost almost nothing to make. Mom felt worldly serving a Russian recipe at her bridge club dinners in the suburbs. Today's authentic stroganoff with tender steak and real cream can't match that accessible elegance we created from a can. That inventive tribute has disappeared completely. You remember those colors? Red kidney beans, white butter beans, brown pintos, pink pork and beans? All swimming together in that dark, sweet sauce. Named after calico cats, wildly popular across the Midwest through the 60s and 70s. Ground beef, bacon, onions, brown sugar making it sweet and smoky. Every bean had a different bite, a different texture. You'd serve it beside grilled bratwurst or potato salad at 4th of July cookouts, Labor Day picnics, Memorial Day gatherings, always keeping it warm in someone's slow cooker. At church potlucks, someone always brought it in that floral ceramic casserole dish. Neighbors competed over whose version was best. It was easy to make in huge batches, always had leftovers, froze beautifully. Today's lighter, fresher side dishes with their careful plating can't match that generous, no apologies abundance. That hearty summer tradition has vanished completely. You remember that glossy purple-red sauce, almost shimmering under the living room lights. Through the 60s and 70s, every party had them. Frozen meatballs swimming in Welch's grape jelly mixed with Heinz chili sauce, served in that silver chafing dish over a sterno flame. Those tiny blue flames flickering underneath, the intense sweetness of the jelly cutting through the tang of the chili sauce. So sticky you always needed napkins close by. Men stood around with colored toothpicks, women served with silver tongs, everyone in their party best. New Year's Eve, birthdays, bridge parties, housewives competed over whose meatballs were better, even though everyone made them exactly the same way. It was the recipe everyone had. Today's sophisticated appetizers with their fresh herbs and artisan ingredients can't match that unpretentious party spirit. That beloved gathering staple has disappeared completely. You remember opening that yellow La Choy can, those crispy noodles tumbling out like golden little sticks. From the 50s straight through the 70s, this was our version of Chinese food at home. Ground beef, Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, celery, onions, soy sauce, those canned noodles on top. That mix of creamy and crunchy, the smell of soy sauce and mushrooms drifting through the kitchen. The noodles stayed crispy for maybe 5 minutes, then started getting soft, but you didn't mind. Mom was trying international cuisine without leaving the house. We kids were fascinated by those strange noodles, cheaper than driving to the new Chinese restaurant opening up in the suburbs. Today's authentic takeout with its fresh vegetables and real wok flavors can't match that innocent attempt at adventure. That homemade worldliness has vanished completely. You remember those distinct layers visible through the glass Pyrex. Raw ground beef on the bottom, sliced potatoes, onions, rice, tomatoes stacked on top. Popular in Mormon communities through the 60s and 70s, especially across Utah. That name always got kids asking questions. You'd assemble it before church, slide it in the oven during the service, and come home 2 hours later to the whole house filled with that aroma. The potatoes on top turned semi-transparent and golden at the edges. The beef released its juices, the rice soaked up every bit of flavor and color. It was pure dump and forget simplicity. Sunday dinner handled while you were gone. Every family had their own version, their own little tweaks. Today's quick 30-minute meals with their precise instructions can't match that patient, trusting simplicity. That unhurried Sunday ritual has disappeared completely. You remember everything cooking together in that one big skillet. Ground beef, rice, tomatoes, whatever vegetables Mom had in the fridge. From the 50s through the 70s, this was the weeknight workhorse. The rice soaking up all that beef and tomato flavor, corn and peas adding little pops of color. That skillet lid getting all foggy with condensation. You'd serve it straight from the pan to the plates, and cleanup was just that one skillet. Mom working outside the home could still get dinner on the table fast. Kids would set the table while it simmered, the smells all mingling together. It was flexible. Use whatever needed using up. Stretch the budget with cheap rice. Today's trendy one-pot meals with their exotic spices and Instagram photos can't match that reliable, no-fuss dependability. That humble weeknight champion has vanished completely. You remember cutting into that casserole and seeing that white cottage cheese layer, creamy and slightly tangy from the sour cream mixed in. This was quintessential 50s and 60s sophistication. Egg noodles on top, ground beef and tomato sauce on the bottom, that dairy layer right in the middle. Cheddar melted golden across everything. It was rich, filling. You only needed a small portion. The dairy made it modern, showed you could afford something beyond just meat and noodles. Mom served it at bridge club luncheons, special family dinners when company came over. Cottage cheese was glamorous then, a sign you were keeping up with the times. Today's protein-packed cottage cheese comeback in smoothies and bowls can't match that elegant, layered presentation. That sophisticated comfort has disappeared completely. You remember those big pasta shells stuffed with ricotta, looking just like ravioli, but so much easier to make. Through the 60s and 70s, mock recipes were everywhere, clever shortcuts to fancy food. Ground beef mixed with that creamy ricotta filling, tomato sauce bubbling around the edges, Parmesan cheese sprinkled heavy on top. That Italian seasoning aroma filling the kitchen, served with garlic bread on the side. It was Italian night at home, and you felt proud making homemade ravioli. Mom was bringing Little Italy to the suburbs, attempting ethnic food as Italian-American cuisine went mainstream. We thought we were so cosmopolitan. Today's frozen ravioli from the grocery store, ready in 5 minutes, can't match that creative pride we felt. That clever homemade tribute has vanished completely. You remember that orange-red rice from the tomato, those chunks of green and red bell pepper throughout? From the 50s through the 70s, this was our interpretation of Mexican food. Ground beef, rice, cumin, chili powder, all cooked together in one pot. Rice-a-roni had a Spanish rice flavor that made it foolproof. That aroma of cumin and tomato, not too spicy for the kids, colorful and appealing on the plate. You'd serve it with shredded lettuce and sour cream on the side. This was Taco Tuesday before anyone called it that. Our introduction to Mexican cuisine when most families had never seen a real taco. Rice was cheap, stretched the beef even further. Today's authentic Mexican rice from actual Mexican restaurants can't match that innocent kitchen adventure. That homemade exploration has disappeared completely. You remember that brown gravy with chunks of ground beef ladled over a mountain of mashed potatoes. Depression-era origins, but it lasted straight through the 70s. Some called it poor man's steak. Just beef, flour, milk making that gravy. Black pepper visible throughout, steam rising from those hot potatoes underneath. You'd sop it all up with white bread, served in deep bowls so nothing spilled. That stick-to-your-ribs warmth on a cold night. Grandma passed the recipe down. Farmers and working folks made it to stretch what little meat they had. It was filling, honest food that got you through. Today's elaborate gourmet potato dishes with their microgreens and truffle oil can't match that humble nourishment. That hard-working family staple has vanished completely. You remember that creamy orange cheese sauce coating every elbow macaroni, ground beef mixed throughout. Hamburger Helper added this flavor in 1972, and it became their most popular box by far. That processed cheese flavor, bright, artificial, unapologetic, and we loved every bite. One pot, one skillet, 20 minutes. Kids ate it after school, when you were homesick, straight from the fridge the next day. It was comfort in its purest form. Babysitters made it because they could handle it. Non-cooking parents could manage it. College kids made it on hot plates in dorm rooms. We had no shame about that fake cheese. Today's artisan mac and cheese with Gruyere and panko breadcrumbs can't match that unpretentious orange perfection. That beloved orange standard has disappeared completely. You remember that sweet creamed corn mixing with the savory beef, yellow and brown swirled together in the baking dish. Simple pantry staples from the 50s through the 70s. Ground beef, canned creamed corn, breadcrumb or cracker topping. That slightly sweet flavor, corn kernels visible throughout, baked until it bubbled at the edges. Kids would help mix it together, easy enough for little hands. You'd serve it with green beans on the side, a complete weeknight dinner. Mom kept those cans of creamed corn lined up in the pantry, always ready. The combination of sweet and savory appealed to children who were picky about everything else. Today's farm-fresh corn dishes with their careful seasoning and Instagram-worthy presentation can't match that humble pantry magic. That simple weeknight savior has vanished completely. You remember those layers? Corn tortillas softened in that red enchilada sauce, beef and cheese between each one, black olives scattered on top. Through the 60s and 70s, this was Tex-Mex made easy. No rolling individual enchiladas, just stack everything and bake. That bubbling red sauce at the edges, melted cheese stretching when you cut into it, served with sour cream and shredded lettuce. Spicy enough to feel exotic, but not so hot the kids wouldn't eat it. Mexican night at home meant this casserole. Kids helped layer the ingredients, felt like they were really cooking. Church potlucks always had at least two. Today's perfectly rolled enchiladas from authentic Mexican restaurants can't match that clever American shortcut. That inventive layered tradition has disappeared completely. You remember slicing those potatoes paper thin, layering them with ground beef between each layer. Through the 60s and 70s, this combined fancy scalloped potatoes with everyday hamburger. That creamy sauce, usually Campbell's cream of mushroom or cheese soup, binding everything together, golden brown on top, fork-tender potatoes soaking up all that beef flavor. It was rich, filling, the kind of dish that showed effort because you'd hand-sliced every potato. You served it when company came over, a complete meal in one dish that looked impressive. Men especially loved it, potatoes and beef together. Leftovers reheated beautifully the next day. Today's elegant scalloped potatoes served as a delicate side dish can't match that hearty, complete dinner. That generous main course has vanished completely. You remember crushing those old El Paso taco shells right in the bag, that satisfying crunch under your hands. The 70s made this our version of Taco Tuesday before anyone hashtagged it. Ground beef layered with refried beans, those crushed shells for crunch, cheese melted throughout, shredded lettuce piled on top. Every bite had that satisfying crackle, served with sour cream and salsa on the side. Kids loved anything that said taco on it, and this was easier than assembling individual tacos for the whole family. Inspired by Taco Bell's rising popularity, those taco kit boxes from the grocery store. Family taco night became a tradition in thousands of homes. Today's soft taco bars with authentic hand-pressed tortillas can't match that crunchy, casual American spirit. That festive family favorite has disappeared completely. You remember mixing leftover spaghetti with beaten eggs, pressing it into a pie plate to form that golden crust. Italian-American creativity from the 60s and 70s. Ground beef and ricotta filling in the middle, mozzarella bubbling on top, those spaghetti strands visible all around the edges. Sliced like an actual pie. Impressive presentation for potlucks. Kids were fascinated. Pasta shaped like pie? You needed a fork and knife, served it with garlic bread, felt proud bringing Little Italy into your own kitchen. It was clever. Used up last night's leftover spaghetti, turned simple ingredients into something special. Every church cookbook had someone's version. Today's straightforward spaghetti and meatballs, served the normal way, can't match that creative American twist. That ingenious presentation has vanished completely.